Your first comedian is a nominee for Most Likely to Write a Musical as a Passion Project. Let's put your hands together. Let's welcome to the stage Mr. Cody Trogdon. Let's keep it going for Cody.
Yeah. I'm very excited to be nominated for a McClure. That's your name, that's what the award would be named? That was good, nobody laughed. Oh yeah, the stool. That was clutch earlier. I was hanging out with a good friend of mine this weekend, Josh Cahoon. Josh, are you in here? Thank you. He hangs out at Flippers, which is like a comedian hangout. But I'm old and I can't stay up that late, so I don't get to hang out at Flippers, so he just gets to tell me what the other comedians say about me. I know, fuckers. But what he told me is he's like, Cody, you're like the comedian's comedian. Which is a nice way of saying that normal people don't find you funny, but the other comedians will go, that was clever. So I'm going to do something a little different tonight. Do you guys remember VH1 Storytellers? Sure. Yeah. Young People's Song Exploder? Okay, so I'm going to do that, but in like reverse order, where I'm going to tell you a joke, and I'm going to tell you how I wrote it. Hopefully you find that interesting. If not, I'm the one with the microphone. Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving? Yeah! That's great. That's my favorite holiday. And we're getting into the Christmas time. This is a time when we're all making good meals for our friends and family. I make a meal for holidays. You might have heard of the recipe. It's called Cheeto Casserole. I'll give it to you really quick. First, you take Cheetos. You can pick your favorite kind. I like the puffs. Yeah. Bolito's also good. You take Cheetos. You take popcorn chicken. You take a log of Velveeta cheese. Bottle of Frank's hot sauce. Bottle of ranch. And then you top it with French's onions. It's not a casserole if it doesn't have French's onions. I don't make the rules, I just follow them. Cheeto casserole, that's the kind of recipe that makes you feel alive, because you can feel your heart beating. Like really fast, and then you get sweaty and pass out for a little while. Somebody's shaking you at the table. Cheeto casserole got bounced off the menu this year. Yeah, I know! For my sister-in-law's beet salad. Beet salad. Beets. Some type of seed I'm not familiar with. Apparently people want to shit later. They don't want to have it stuck inside them for days. This is upsetting to me. And I need to get Cheeto casserole back on the menu, right? But you can't just say, beet salad sucks. So I'm partaking a large act of subversion. So I decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my nephew the real story of Thanksgiving. You know, it's not that the natives gave the pilgrims corn and they lived happily ever after. No, that's false. The natives gave the pilgrims beets. And they showed them how to warm that beet and cut a hole in it and fuck it. And before that, the white man didn't know how to masturbate. He's like, what, Uncle Cody? Are you serious? I'm like, yes. This is very true. Very true stuff that I'm telling you. You know, that's where the term beaten off came from. B-E-E-T. I have an extra E. Take one back. And if you're masturbating with a beet, you're going to get beet juice all over your hands. And that's where the term caught red-handed comes from. What? Oh, are you serious? And that's why they don't teach about it in schools, is because of the masturbatory aspect. Look, I know it's not true. You know it's not true. That kid doesn't know it's not true. That kid's fucking dumb, right? They wanted him to make a diorama for Thanksgiving last year, and he brought in a pinata. And like all the kids were trying to hit a squash out of a neon donkey. It didn't make any sense. And I'll tell him, right? I'll tell him. Eventually. But not until he gets caught red-handed beaten off. Fuck beet salad. Long live Cheeto casserole. Normally, this would be my triumphant exit off stage. But this is where I'm going to reverse engineer the joke for you. None of that joke is real. None of that happened. I do have a sister-in-law and a couple of nephews, but they're either too young or too old to fool about masturbating. It's true. I've been an uncle for a long time here. But so, what happened is I was bullshitting with my friends, and I came up with those beat puns, and I was like, I have got to figure out a way to use those beat puns because they're really good. It's a very good joke. And so I was like, okay. And it was around like Thanksgiving time last year, and I was like, okay. So maybe like somebody had like a beat thing that they're making, and I've got to come up with a way that like I'm like mad at the beats. More than usual. I don't like this. And so I was like, well, it's a meal. What's a recipe that I can come up with that is kind of like disgusting, but plausible enough that people will think that it's real? And so I came up with Cheeto casserole. And one moment. And so, like, then I'll get done with shows, and like people come up to you, and they're like, "How is it? How is Cheeto casserole?" And I don't know. I don't know. I've never made Cheeto casserole. You should. Until tonight. Hold on, I'll be back. So my original plan was to like serve it up in a bunch of bowls and have it ready, but I bought too big of paper bowls to fit in my roasting pan, and I don't want to disrupt the rest of the show, so after I'm done here, I'll be out behind that door serving up Cheeto casserole. But I do have like 6 ready to go. If anybody would like to come up and try some Cheeto casserole.
Fuck beet salad.
One more live. James Johnson. Shout out to James and Michelle Johnson for coming. Michelle, I don't know if that's your last name, but just checking. Shout out to James and Michelle for coming to every fucking comedy show in town, always. And thank you to everybody else here in this room for supporting local art. Let's go to the casserole.
All right, folks, let's...
It's sinful.
All right, guys, let's hear it one more time for Cody Trogdon.